We are going to see Donna's sentencing today. The real question is, does she have anything to say?
We don't have any further witnesses, Judge.
It's probably a good thing.
Mrs. Adelson has decided she would like to make an unsworn statement to the court.
It's October 13th. We were supposed to be looking at Donna Adelson's status hearing tomorrow. But you know what happened? Well, the court vacated tomorrow's hearing for Tuesday, set it for Monday, and away we go.
I believe Donna, in her own naive way, trying to be a loving mother, subdued by guilt, by silence, by denial, and perhaps even active exploitation, and used for activities she had no part of.
We stand behind her claim of innocence. We feel the trial was held in a county where there's been a lot of bad and inaccurate negative publicity, therefore not allowing a fair trial. We contend if a change...
Sir, I appreciate that you want to ride for your friend. This was a young jury who didn't know who the fuck Donna was.
Thank you very much for your consideration.
These are character statements or quibbling about the evidence and the rulings?
It's character, Judge. They're here to talk about their friendship and time. Thank you.
We did provide to the court, if you received your copy, Judge, some very short letters that were written as character support on behalf of Mrs. Adelson, if I may go through those at this time.
Go ahead.
She was always concerned with the welfare of others. She is not the monster portrayed by the media. Donna is incapable of threatening or harming anyone.
The judge isn't sentencing her based on the media.
Donna is almost 76 years old and in frail health after almost 2 years of incarceration. We will always believe her to be innocent and ask the court to take these factors into consideration when deciding Donna's
Oh, there's
sentence.
a statement. That works. That's a statement.
At this time, I believe that Mrs. Adelson's husband, Harvey Adelson, would like to address the court.
Very well. Do you wish to enter these?
Harvey Adelson's going to make a statement? Oh, I didn't think there was a chance that Harvey was going to talk.
I have been Donna Adelson's husband for over 50 years. My wife sacrificed everything so that she could pour her heart and soul into our children, our grandchildren, and our marriage. She has done nothing wrong, and yet is being punished for a crime that she did not commit. I thought we lived in a different kind of world, but I guess I was wrong. I have listened, watched, and sat in the courtroom for the entire trial. And
I didn't have Harvey pissed on my bingo card.
I could not help but scream in my mind by the witnesses that were brought forward by the prosecution who told outright lies. I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can. Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild. But for years they say they've never seen her. But Wendy has shared with me pictures and videos and letters from their visits.
Oh boy.
They have suffered immensely at the loss of their son, but they also contend to tell lies to the court about our grandchildren. Donna has always been a loving and caring wife and is innocent of the charges. A biased judge and jury.
Oh my God, Harvey, you did not. We have to go to Code Red because holy shit, here we are.
A biased judge and jury were influenced by years of one-sided news pieces and social media.
Doctor.
The judge interrupted. The judge interrupted.
One-sided news pieces and social media.
Doctor, Ms. Fulford, this has nothing to do with the character of the defendant or relates to sentencing.
May I just a moment, please?
Go ahead.
Donna did not participate in the heinous acts that she was convicted of doing. You're sending an innocent woman to prison. You have taken my wife and you have taken my life as well. And for what?
This is still not character.
This is not justice. It is vengeance, and it is wrong.
We don't have any further witnesses, Judge. But
probably a good thing.
Mrs. Adelson has decided she would like to make an unsworn statement to the court.
My son-in-law, Dan Markel, was a fine and decent man. He was well educated and passionate about his career. He was a good son-in-law, but more importantly, he was a caring and loving father. It is interesting how the state can't make up its mind about who is what they call the, quote, mastermind behind this murder. In both
Oh, you're gonna go after the prosecutors now. Okay.
both of Catherine Magbanaw's trials, the state claimed she was the mastermind behind Danny's murder. In my son Charlie Adelson's trial, they claimed he was the mastermind. And now in my trial, they claimed that I, this grandma, was the mastermind behind the murder.
Well, it wasn't Taylor Swift,
I had
ma'am.
no idea that other people planned to cut Danny's life short. And the people who did this are exactly where they deserve to be. But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to.
It was unintentional, Your Honor.
But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to take place. If I had become aware of this plan before Danny was murdered, I would have stopped it. Where is the evidence before July 18th, 2014 at 10:50 in the morning?
Before you continue,
That
Mrs.
revealed-
Adelson, as it relates to this statement, is the defense trying to re-argue the trial?
No, Judge, just giving.
Is the defense trying to re-argue the trial? Remember, the defense motion for reconsideration on the motion to dismiss, the motion for judgment of acquittal, all of those motions have been denied. And she is now making the same argument that was made during the motion for and the motion for reconsideration of the judgment of acquittal, arguing that there's no evidence.
Mrs. Adelson, you certainly can continue. However, the court can take into consideration the utter lack of remorse that you are displaying.
They were trying an innocent person.
Oh, strong
It makes
disagree.
you wonder if the jurors were sleeping when the state had.
You want to piss off the court? First, your husband calling the judge bias is the thing, but the judge is going to be like, look, people call me names. It is what it is. But to go after whether the jurors were sleeping, ma'am.
Many months ago, my attorneys filed a motion for a change of venue. An expert witness testified that Tallahassee had been barraged with over 9 years of negative social media, printed news,
didn't cover social
television
media.
news, and podcast publicity about my family.
Not the
He explained
podcast.
to the court, both with evidence and demonstratives, that for me to receive a fair trial, it needed to be held in any of the research.
Donna filed a motion for change of venue. You know what the court did? The court reserved ruling. So if they started picking a jury and numerous jurors were unable to be on the jury because of the publicity, and they had so many jurors come in that knew of the case and couldn't be fair, that they would then grant the change of venue once they started jury selection, which is the procedure in so many jurisdictions. The court reserved it. Her lawyers never raised the issue again because once they started seating the jurors, a lot of the jurors hadn't heard of the case. And that's how a lot of change of venue motions go. Because you can say this many people in a jurisdiction might have seen this particular news story on the TV. You can't really know if jurors have heard it until you start seating them.
All I wanted was a level playing field, but the court wanted the trial
You got
here
one.
in the hotbed of Tallahassee. I sat through 3 days of jury selection.
What, the hotbed of Donna hate?
What moment?
Another juror.
Mrs. Fulford,
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Mr. Zellman, again, this has nothing to do with elocution of any sort. This is a raising of grievances, which are properly given.
It is. It is a full airing of grievances, Your Honor.
Which are properly given to the appellate court. What does any of this have to do with sentencing?
Greg, just one moment, please.
What happened to Danny is unforgivable. But I am an innocent woman convicted of this terrible crime without evidence. Danny was a brilliant legal scholar. He would have been appalled at the total lack of justice that went on during my trial.
Oof.
He would have been embarrassed to have his name associated with any of it. There are 2 crimes here.
Ugh.
The first was Danny
That.
being viciously murdered. The second one is taking my life, the life of an innocent woman. Convicting me should not be retribution for Danny's death. That is not justice for Dan. I've always respected the law. I've never gotten a parking ticket, but I'm going to prison for a murder I did not commit. I do intend to file an appeal so that hopefully I have the opportunity to be given a fair trial outside of Tallahassee. 11 years ago, Danny was murdered and taken from all of us who loved him. For the past 9.5 years, the state has broadcast to the world, including Danny's parents and sister, that I hired hitmen to kill him. Never in a million years would I have wanted Danny to be harmed or killed, nor could I ever do something that would leave these 2 small boys to grow up without him. I love these boys.
Without their father?
More than life itself.
That I believe.
This is a lifetime of loss for these children. They didn't deserve this. His family didn't deserve this. Danny didn't deserve this. And so, as I appear before you today, Your Honor,
What now?
I promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was...
It's an unsworn statement, Donna. You wanted the unsworn statement. You fought for the unsworn statement with your lawyers. Don't sit here and swear on your life during your unsworn statement that you're an innocent woman.
Appear before you today, Your Honor.
Oh,
I promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was not involved in any way with Danny's murder. I was not.
Before Ms. Fulford makes the argument, I want to address a comment that the court made a few moments ago concerning...
oh. Okay, counsel. Counsel wants to address a comment the court made a few moments ago.
Considering lack of remorse in fashioning a sentence. Shepherd v. State 227 Southern 3rd 746, the First District Court of Appeal held that lack of remorse cannot be considered in fashioning an appropriate sentence. If this were a situation where remorse and admission of guilt may be grounds for mitigation, the lack of these factors cannot be used to increase the defendant's sentence, and such reliance violates the defendant's due process rights. And they also rely on Ritter v. State 885 Southern 2nd 413, also a first DCA case.
I believe the Supreme Court has ruled on this issue concerning remorse and lack of showing remorse as well. If you need me to find the citation for you, I will.
Yes, please.
The evidence that the state has presented is that Charlie Adelson is the one who masterminded this. That's what they've shown. Even though they said Catherine McBanawell wasn't her trial, if there's somebody who started this, according to the evidence, it's Charlie Adelson, not Donna Adelson.
Charlie started it.
All the work being done was Charlie Adelson. All the money that was paid was Charlie Adelson's money. Mrs. Adelson, according to the state's evidence, did not do any of that. Again, they had hundreds of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of emails. Never one in all of those emails that we all had to go through did Mrs. Adelson ever suggest any harm to Danny Markel in any way.
As to the sentence in this matter, Ms. Adelson, please rise.
Please stand to be sentenced. Don't flop over when he sentences you.
Level of planning and coordination to bring the murder.
Oh, he's going to tell her what he thinks.
Level of planning and coordination to bring the murder of Professor Markel to fruition was significant in this case. These were not crimes of chance or opportunity, and these crimes also required you to conspire with your son and others.
You
certainly can choose to deny your involvement and maintain innocence. The court finds the evidence in this case is clear. You will be sentenced accordingly this afternoon. The jury has found you guilty on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and the court previously adjudicated you guilty as to these same
Yeah, we
charges
see you shaking
on
your head.
September 4th of this year. On count 1 of the indictment
Life.
for first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or release pursuant to sections 782.04 and 775.082 sub 1 sub a Florida statutes. On count 2 of the indictment,
I guess
conspiracy
30.
to commit first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to 30 years in the Department of Corrections
the max?
that will run consecutive to count 1.
Consecutive.
The court will also sentence you to 30 years in the Department of Corrections on count 3. Counts 2 and 3 are to run concurrent with each other, but consecutive to count 1.
We will be issuing a press release. We'll try and get that out in the next 24 hours.
Let's see if he says anything else.
Unfortunately, it was not unexpected.
Saved by the elevator. He's like the Homer Simpson backing into the bushes meme. So we have reached the end of the unexpected, somewhat, sentencing of Donna Adelson. Why do I say unexpected? The question here was never, what is Donna getting sentenced to for me? Because on count 1, the murder count that she was convicted of, the sentencing is statutory. It is prescribed. It's life. No parole, no nothing, life, period. As to counts 2 and 3, there's some discretion, but all the other co-defendants had gotten sentenced to the maximum, and I wouldn't have guessed that the judge was going to do anything other than sentence all the defendants the same, which is life plus 30 years. And that's what we saw Donna ultimately get sentenced to. But it wasn't really the destination that we were focused on today. It was the journey. And what a journey it was. First of all, Harvey Adelson had a whole lot to say. Man was pissed and wanted the court to hear it. So the defendants, friends, and family gave essentially victim impact statements because it seems that they see themselves as victims of the court, the system, the jurors, the media, and Regina George. So the defendants did not give character statements for Donna and on behalf of Donna. Those that spoke gave statements about how unfair this is, how Donna is innocent, what a tragedy this was to Dan Markel, which is really the place where we all agree that, yes, this should never have happened. It's a murder for hire conspiracy. The defendants could have opted to resolve their differences in another way. But what they chose to do in court today was, well, as to Harvey Adelson, accuse the Markel family of lying, and as to Donna, to blame the court, to blame the jury, to give the judge her interpretation of the law, to tell him that there was no evidence that she did this and that she maintains her innocence. But she had a lot more to say than simply, I maintain my innocence. And at points, though she was shaking, it didn't seem with sobs to me. It seemed that she was shaking with anger. And you saw that anger come through at numerous points in her statement that didn't go to character. And I have never seen a judge have to interrupt character statements as much as Judge Everett interrupted these defense statements because they were not character statements. They were relitigation of the case, of the fact that the motion to change venue wasn't granted, of the fact that the media and the podcast have been talking about this case and that this isn't what the law is for, and that Donna is a victim of the system versus everyone in this case being a victim of Donna. Because if we look at who's in prison in this case, and Donna said everyone should be in prison, except for me. She didn't even say Charlie shouldn't be. And her attorney took a moment to throw Charlie under the bus too. In this trial against Donna Adelson, we saw a lot of evidence that it was Donna's frustration that she was taking to Charlie to solve. And that Charlie went full, yeah, I got a guy. Donna still does not see the evidence the way the jury saw it. And I'm sure we will see all the arguments that were brought up today brought up again in an appeal. There were a lot of parts of today that were distasteful, is really a mild way to put it, that were difficult to listen to, but it really did give insight into how Donna sees all of this and how she sees herself in all of this. And so we get some more insight into Donna and to her friends that spoke. They could never believe this is something that she could do. But from the emails, from the calls with Charlie, and from the other evidence we've seen in this trial, is this something that you think Donna is capable of doing? Because I think the state made a compelling argument that Donna behind closed doors and Donna in front of her friends and family are not quite the same, because the carefully curated public perception of Donna and what she would do to protect that are the things that we saw play out today. And we saw how angry Donna was. I can't believe we saw Harvey Adelson call the judge biased to his face. Absolutely wild. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss updates on your favorite cases, you're going to need the Law Nerd app at lawnerdapp.com. That way you can stay in the loop on the cases that matter most to you, and you never know when you're going to catch feelings for a new case. So make sure you get it for free on iOS and Android. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a Law Nerd.